Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing our deep dive into the events as we do all the time. Obviously our event series, talking about what you need to plan for, everything that could possibly give you a little bit of a pitfall. So we're going to give you our lovely crude calendar, explain what is coming in the month of March. Happy Artfall to you all. Let me know down in the comments obviously what you think to the calendar after we've done it, please. Obviously to see where we are with it. Obviously I know there's been a little bit of negative sentiment around an addition of a new loop, which we will be talking about on live streams and in other videos throughout the month, so please subscribe so you don't miss those. But apart from that, we are going to dive straight into the calendar. I've got a new calendar now. Everybody in my Twitch audience hated my last one, so we found out that Excel apparently is the way forward to do this. So I've created a calendar which looks a little bit better. I'm going to dive across to it now and talk about the events that you need to plan for March of 2024 here in Star Trek Fleet Command. And here it is. Doesn't that look better? I think it looks very, very pretty. Okay, so starting with today then. We are today on Tuesday the 5th, which is Artfall Day. And we start off with a meta event. So the meta event is going to be broken down into today hostiles for players under the required level, and then silent hostiles for the higher level players. There is then the meta carrying on for days 6 and 7. Okay, well for the 6th and the 7th, where there is a power event, but there is no XP available, so this is just for buildings, defense platforms and research. So officer XP, ship XP will not count. And then the third day of the meta event, our first meta event, we've got a couple of these coming up. It's for contributions, so helps and contributions to your alliance. And that's our first meta event, which is launched today. We've also got a silent enemies solo leaderboard, tying in quite well with the meta, so people can go out there day one and bash at them and try and find some good crews. We will be talking about crews on Twitch. If you are watching this after today, then by all means, obviously go back and watch the Twitch stream that we do on the 5th of March. You might be able to get some ideas for crewing, and we'll try and put that into a video and summarise that to YouTube as well. Hint, hint, mini. We also have starting today an Artifact ALB. Now, do not be fooled if I've caught you early enough. Starting tomorrow, there is an Artifact solo leaderboard and solo milestone kicking off, one of two. So there is an ALB running from the 5th all the way through to the 9th in terms of event days, which is this grey one here. However, we then have two separate SMS SLBs running for exactly the same scoring metrics on the 6th and the 7th, and then on the 8th and the 9th. So I would advise everybody to do absolutely nothing on day 1 and start doing things day 2 and obviously on day 4 of the arc. And remember, don't absolutely do everything that you've got on the Wednesday. So starting tomorrow, save some things once you've done your SMS. I would maybe suggest now when you know what the milestone are, make sure that you don't have everything spent during this first day, so that you've got enough to complete the second SMS, which will be rolling around starting on the 8th. Remember, all these times are UK times and dates. Obviously, if you're in the APAC regions, these days and dates may vary slightly. So that's going to see us through Wednesday and Thursday. Starting on Friday, we've got a trivia event running from the 8th to the 10th. And Hoshi is going to help with this, so read the event descriptions. If you are able to get here prior to this, then by all means, I might actually give you the opportunity to speed that up a little bit. Obviously, got the continuation of the ALB and the SMSs, and then nothing new comes really that's shown in the calendar. And remember here, I don't generally include just generic hostile killing events, things that you don't really need to plan for. So there will be other events scattered in. I'm just trying to give you the things that you may need to think about moving forward. Saturday, weekend 1, we are going to start our first Dr. Phlox, SLB and SMS. And as I like to do, let's just give you my initial thoughts on the officer to see if you think it's something worth going for. So we're going to take a really quick look at him. And here he is, Dr. Fox. Decent artwork. I think it's done quite well. I like to judge that sort of thing. I'm pretty happy with the artwork on this, but let's talk about what he does. He does nothing as a captain. He has no captain's ability, meaning that he has abilities in the other two areas. So he has an officer ability, which on combat start against players, so it's a PvP officer, Phlox reduces the opponent's critical hit chance by 45%, 100% at rank 5 for 8 rounds. Basically, he is an anti-honor guard Worf. Anybody with honor guard Worf, providing you've got a subsequent tier of your Phlox compared to the Worf, then obviously you will be able to completely negate honor guard Worf. So decent, but obviously I think the main thing that people may go for him for is in his below deck ability. So his below deck ability starts off at 20%. It's increasing the technological distinctiveness that you earn. So he is a loot officer specifically for the Borg cube grind, obviously meaning that you're going to be getting from between 20 and all the way up to to 100% when maxed, additional technological distinctiveness, making that Borg cube grind a little bit more palatable, speeding that up. Obviously, there are other things such as the artifacts that have come in this month, which we will talk about on streams, and we may make a video on them as well, which are going to help with that. But again, when we're talking about whether Phlox is something you should really go for, are you a PvPer? Is obviously the first question. Lots of people are running Freeman, Onagard, Worf, those sort of crews, so you may want to get him to negate that, try and add a little bit of balance there. But then the below deck, is your cube maxed for your tier? If your cubes is maxed for your tier and you don't struggle with technological distinctiveness, maybe Phlox isn't the officer for you. And then maybe you're starting to think, well, let's have a month off spending, obviously our materials and things, and save them to see what comes out in April. Because granted, we will get another epic officer with auctions and SMSs based on the way that the game works. So that's my initial take on Phlox. I think if you're really heavy in working on your cube and you struggle with technological distinctiveness and you want to speed up that grind, absolutely, could be very good. And likewise, if you are a PvPer and lots of people on your server are running Onagard Worf, then you may find some use in his officer ability. So that's my initial take on Phlox, but we'll dive back to the calendar and take it from there. Back into the calendar, so we're going to move into week 2 now. So starting on the 11th UK times and days, we've got a docking materials and resources event. Now, I love these events. These are events whereby you don't score by mining, by just taking your mine off the node. You have to get that home. So this hopefully will brand a little bit of PvP. People stealing your overcargo and then taking it home will count towards the event. So obviously it gives a little bit of kudos to the PvP players that want to go out there and do a little bit of overcargo hunting, which is absolutely fine, good part of the game and what some people do enjoy. We also start on the 11th our Klingon Trivia. I'm going to call it Klingon Trivia. You will understand why when the event launches. This is a 5-day event. Now, unlike the first Trivia, the one where I've said where Hoshi may help you, the Klingon Trivia, you will get an event every single day. Now, we do not know at this stage, because it hasn't launched, whether they are going to be 5 24-hour trivia events or whether you would be able to, for example, wait until the 15th and do all 5 in a oneer. So be very careful that on the 11th, check the timer of the first trivia event, because only one is due to pop every single day. It's not complete one, the next one pops. One is going to be there every single day. So if that Klingon Trivia only has a 24-hour timer, you must remember, and if you want to complete the meta event, to do your Klingon Trivia event every single day. Don't bank them and wait if it only has a 24-hour timer. If it has a 5-day timer on it, then you could wait until the 5th day and do them all out in one. That could be something that's beneficial to you, because there will be an additional step for you to take in order to be able to complete that event. Okay, moving to the 13th, where we get our next new event. We have got a Hostiles event where we're using bonus officers. So some of the later officers that have been implemented, which are obviously Phlox and Trip Tucker, using those events are going to help you complete those hostile events a little bit quicker. So a little hint for that event there. On the 14th and 15th, we've got Collect Technological Distinctiveness, which I think leans into people that have been able to get Phlox on the first weekend to maybe help you to be able to complete that event a little bit quicker. And obviously there'll be an SLB tied to that as well, so that you can try and really push. If you have got Phlox, that's another use for him in those sort of events. So again, on the 15th, we have another meta event, and that meta event has got 2 events every single day. So the first day is going to be for contributions and Rialta, PvP and PvE. Going to be able to score in the Rialta event, so you're going to have to complete both of those to complete your meta for that day. Day 2 of the meta event is away teams, assignments and swarms. And then day 3 is gaining power, again with no XP and by defeating Borg probes. So that's your third meta event, obviously, that we've seen so far, and obviously they're the different events that you're going to see. We've also got our second run starting on the 16th of the Phlox SLB and SMS, and I will point out here that like last month, however this time they haven't included it on the calendar, there is no scheduled Phlox SLB SMS for the third weekend, so plan your spends. Obviously if you are not going to be able to piecemeal it over 3 weekends. We may get a Phlox SLB SMS on the third weekend, we do not know. Because it's not there, do not plan for it. If you really want to go for Phlox, you need to be trying to get in weekends 1 and weekend number 2. Starting on the 18th, we've got a Gather Test Results event. Gather Test Results are going to be another material where there are going to be events that are popping that pay out this material, which you can then use in-game to exchange for other things. I won't go into too much detail on that because I don't actually know exactly what the events are. They aren't listed in-game, but wait till you're watching for that and gather your test results and exchange them. I'm assuming that's going to be another event store redeem for you to be able to get some additional rewards of your choice. Starting on the 21st, we've then got our last meta event. They're seeming to like the meta events this month. Meta events, obviously we've got one for the lower levels and then one for the higher levels. So the first word in each of these events is going to be for the lower levels, and then the second word is going to be for the higher levels. So the first day it's going to be killing Romulan hostiles and gaining Xindi scraps. In the second day it's going to be killing Klingon hostiles or killing Xindi hostiles. And then the third day it's going to be killing Federation hostiles or killing the brand new silent enemy. And if we pop back into the game, where are the silent enemy systems? They are located, if you go directly above, you go past wave defense space, above territory capture, up to where the new Xindi space is, the Delphic Expanse. You will see up here we have the new silent enemy space. So this is where they are. They are token locked, and obviously you will need to claim your tokens every day from the faction store. You will get them to be able to actually go in there and kill the hostiles. Again, we'll be making videos on crewings and things for this, so please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so that you can keep up to date with obviously everything that's new here on the channel. Really appreciate it. Obviously press the like button if you like the content. That'd be really helpful as well. But we'll dive back into the calendar and finish that off for the rest of the month. Okay, so that is the events as we pop back into the calendar, but as always I've included some notes at the bottom here because there are other things that you need to be aware of for this month. So you've got all month to do your complete the missions event, which is nice. From the 12th to the 24th there is going to be an heroic event, heroic meaning that you need to spend in order to be able to do it. It's not designed to be completed on a free-to-play basis for obtaining the new primes, of which there are a few this month. Don't just buy any, make sure that the description does include the prime that you want if you are a spender and you are going to be going for that. There is an all-month event for restoring artifacts. This is an SMS again, so but again try and tie that in. Obviously we saw in the first week that there is artifact SLBs and SMSs. Make sure that you're trying to tie it into when those events are. From the 11th to the 24th there's a recruit and tier Hoshi event. Hoshi, again, let's just give you our initial reaction to the officer Hoshi. So what Hoshi does, Hoshi again has no captain's ability. She is like Ston, original Ston, whereby on the bridge she will increase the cargo size of your ship from between 20% at rank 1 up to 55% when maxed. And then below deck she completes the Trinity. She is our below deck gas mining officer. So similar to the two officers that we had in January and February, increasing mining speed of a specific material below deck. Hoshi is our third of the triad for all three of the different mining abilities. Okay, so if we pop back in, do I think she's really worth it? No, I probably don't. Especially if you've got Ston at a high level, it's going to outpace Hoshi. If you've got Mavery, he's better than Hoshi. If you've got 4 over 11, better than Hoshi. Your below deck abilities is probably where she has some sort of a give, especially if you're in a range where that 500% is a big bonus for you if you can get her somewhere near max. But obviously 50% rank 1, you are not going to see a subliminal difference. So that's Hoshi. We have the event store this month. So as you can see right at the bottom here, we have 4 different spend event store currency events. Now listen carefully to this, because the first 3 running from the 5th to the 9th, 10th to the 14th and 15th to the 19th, they are solo leaderboards for spending event store currency. You must place in the top 25 on one of those 3 solo leaderboards to grant access to the final leaderboard running from the 20th to the 24th, again for spending event store currency for enhanced rewards. So time your spend. I would advise that lots of people will be spending in the 3rd run of this event, 15th to the 19th, because we are trained by Scopely to save our materials and spend them when it pays. And obviously in the first set level of the event you're only going to have a few days worth of currency, so you might be able to sneak in, but keep your eye on how those events are going. All you need to do is place in one of those events in the top 25. Once you've done that, stop spending your event store currency, even if you finish 25th, and then maybe save absolutely everything for when the bumper event starts on the 20th. That would be my advice to you. We have tickets running from Friday to Sunday, standard uncommon tickets, and then we have the rare ticket on a Monday. Free to play, you have access to 1 rare ticketed event this month. as usual, meaning that you would need to complete 9 ticketed events in a weekend to be able to get your rare ticket. So what you need to do, again, I will reiterate this, if you're starting the month on 0 tickets, the game will source you 90 tickets. So you need to wait until weekend number 3, which is going to be Friday the 22nd. You need to do all events on the 22nd, all 3 events on the 23rd, all 3 events on the 24th, and then you will be able to get your rare ticket to do your rare ticketed event on Monday the 25th. So if you're starting with a bank of 0 tickets, you will be waiting until weekend 3 to do any, providing that you want to participate in a rare ticketed event this month. We will have a Wave Defense Pass that has been confirmed. Generally, these start in the 2nd week, so I'm expecting the Wave Defense Pass to start on Tuesday the 12th. That's when I'm expecting it, based on the last couple of months where they have done this. But yeah, that's the month. Pretty busy. A couple of little bits. I like the fact they've put metas in there. When we say metas, that basically means, if you've heard that a few times and you're not even sure what I mean, if we pop into game, it means that where you have an event which is completed by completing other events. Okay, so if we go into We Alone at the moment, we will see there is 2 events. So the first SMS, which is running for 3 days, this is the meta event whereby you need to get 300 points by completing 3 events. And those 3 events will pop next to it. So we have 24 hours to complete this. It will grant 100 points towards the meta. You have to complete that for the next 2 days after today. That will then complete this meta event and pay out the additional rewards. Obviously, if you're wondering what these are the event store currency. So the enterprise coins, they are the event store currency for this month. I hope you found this useful. Please drop down in the comments what you think of the calendar. Let me know, obviously, if there is anything that you think that I've missed or anything else that you would like to see on these videos when we do them, because they are now monthly staples. Thank you so much for being here. Please press the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out our website on itslube.com, and by all means, if you really like the content here, consider becoming a member of the channel. There is a join button down below where you can contribute to the channel on a monthly basis. Not required, absolutely appreciated, for some low prices down there as well, just to help us out and make the content even better, hopefully by improving tech and things. Thank you so much for watching. You know where we are. Join our Discord. Link to that is down below as well. We will be live on Twitch if you are catching this really quick, within the next sort of 25 minutes, half an hour, so sort of 8:30 UK time, to do our Battle Pass giveaways. So come and join us on Twitch if you haven't already, to see if you can win a Battle Pass. But apart from that, that's about it. Happy Event Store month. And remember, guys, that everything is better with lube. Take care and have a wonderful day.